morning. It is Thursday. Flying out today around noon. Weigh in this morning was at 183, but holy shit. Spectacular this morning. I think the water adjustment was the main factor in this. We kept the diet the same as Tuesday with the moderate load, but I do think that the 2 gallons was a little bit of an overshot. A gallon and a half was spot. So I sent the update to Andrew and I'm waiting for a response now. I'm going to assume that we're going to replicate the same thing as yesterday, although I did propose that one small edit would be to eliminate all veggies and extra fiber, anything that causes bloat from the 0 carb meals. So 3 have carbs, 3 don't have carbs. The 3 that don't have carbs, we pull the fiber. Now that would be kind of crazy because we only have 4 ounces of meat in there. So I'm gonna assume that Andrew's gonna do the one of 2 options. One option would be increase protein in that meal by another 4 ounces, so 8 ounces in those meals. The only problem is that I don't know how that would affect my overall weight the following day. And then the other proposal would be replace the veggies, keep the 4 ounces, replace the veggies with 2 rice cakes. That'll be like 20 something grams of carbs per meal with the 2 added rice cakes. Now the rice cakes are very dry, so they won't cause any bloat. They might help me pull some extra water into the muscle cell, keep me a little bit fuller, and at the same time not increase overall weight for the following day. So I think that we're going to probably go that route. Me and Andrew have been quite in tune this entire prep with what our proposals are and our solutions to the proposals. So I think that that's going to be the route that we are going to take unless he comes up with something even better. With that being said, I'm going to have some coffee now. I'm going to rehydrate. I'm going to assume that we're going to do the 1.5 gallons today and see where my weight is. Now, tomorrow's the weigh-in, so we might even reduce down to 1 gallon just to make sure that I can wake up in the morning nice and on point for the weigh-in. I mean, this is basically so that we can weigh in tomorrow. We still haven't made a decision on taking a quarter diazide before bed to ensure the weight. I was discussing with my dad this morning that it's much better to undershoot your weight the next day. So I would rather come in lighter at about 170 something pounds, wake up in the morning so that I can hydrate into the weigh-in versus me not take the diazide, me now having to lose 1 to 2 to 3 pounds the day of the weigh-in. Granted, the weigh-in is at like 4 o'clock, so I would have plenty of time, but the key is how to eliminate stress. Stress is what's going to fuck your look up. So if you're stressed out about a couple pounds and now you have to do cardio to sweat it out, yeah, that's stressful. I think it's less stress to have to pop a quarter of a diazide the night before to make sure that you wake up nice and light. I think that's a much better option. As well as you have a whole day to recover from a quarter of a diazide, which a quarter of a diazide is absolutely nothing. It's a small little tiny pebble in a huge ocean type thing. If you take a full diazide, that's one thing. But and I'm saying this very lightly when I say recover from a quarter of a diazide. All I mean from that is, okay, you have to drink water. There's your solution. Drink water. Put a little bit of salt in your food. Done. Boom. So I'll keep you guys updated on what Andrew proposes, and we're off to Puerto Rico. Alright, so we're airport bound, me and Pops. we're on our way. I already had meal one. Meal one is in the books. Oh man, my nose ring's all fucked up. Anyways, meal one is in the books. As I mentioned, we're gonna substitute the non-carb meals, which are coming up right now. Meal 2 and 3 with the 2 rice cakes, since I'm not gonna take any veggies with me, and all my water is gonna be measured. So far, I'm 2 in. I feel my blood glucose rapidly going down again. I guess it's a trend between meal 1 and 2 that my glucose is going down. I don't know why, but I'm sure I'll feel much better once meal 2 and 3 go down and I get to relax a little bit. So, do we see a resemblance here? there's a resemblance between my old man and me. I'll give you guys an update once we're in the terminal chilling in style. What do you got? This is a young LA. He's got his little young LA styling and profiling. What do you got to say for the camera, Dad? Say something.
I'm gonna get a Rolex.
He's trying to get a Rollie. Nothing on the AP mark like what Albie has, but we're trying to. We can't all be big money ballers like him. Anyways, we'll be at the airport soon. We're here. Yeah. Finally. We're gonna head to Walmart now, get our bags, and then ride to the Airbnb and see what's up. Yeah. All right, we're in the hotel. Airbnb, sick place. I gotta say thank you, XT Labs, for hooking it up. This place is nice. Everything that you want and need. I see a bar. Can't ask for anything else.
This is your spot.
Yeah, this is my
Nice
spot.
take down.
Yeah, yeah. Everything that I want and need. Thank you, XT Labs. I wouldn't have been able to do this without you guys. You guys have been showing me some love since day one, and I hope I make you guys proud. Pre-workout meal going down. My weight after the flight is 183, same weight as when I woke up in the morning. And I'm ready, almost done with my gallon. I'm pretty much done. I have to save some of it for just sipping and the rest for my post-workout meal. Yeah. So I'm gonna eat this meal, head to the gym, finish off my training for this show, and then after that I'm gonna come back and eat and just relax. Start moving. Guys, so I'm having my post-workout meal, and I'm gonna be doing 4 ounces of chicken, and I usually do my rice cakes, but remember I told you, I mentioned that there's some things that maybe some places where you go, they might not have foods that are what you would usually get, aka when I said about the cream of rice. Well, guess what? They did have the cream of rice, although they did not have rice cakes. So what I had to do is I had to substitute my rice cakes with these guys. These are like really, really dry pieces of toast that have been like dehydrated, and they share similar macros. I mean, for 2 slices of these dry thingies, you get a half of a gram of fat and 12 grams of carbs. So, you know, you do the math. You do 4 of those, that's about 24 grams of carbs. So yeah, I'm gonna be having these guys with my chicken. I'll let you know. They probably taste like chalk, but it is what it is. I mean, that's all they really had. So I'm going to try those out and see what's up. All right, guys, I'm absolutely exhausted. Going into the final meal now. Final meal is going to be my regular cream of rice, my 1 scoop of protein, but we opted to take a quarter of a diazide tonight. I'm at still 183, which is my morning weight. I held it the entire day on a gallon of water and my meals. So the whole premise of this is to see if I can get under 180 pounds by tomorrow morning. If that's the case, that puts us in a good spot because I could rehydrate into 180 pounds and continue to eat. If I am not under 180 pounds, that would suck because then I have to figure out how to get that water out, which I have many different ways of doing it, but I would rather do least invasive to most invasive. Least invasive and stressful to the body would be taking a quarter of a diazide, hoping that I lose the weight in the morning, and then hydrating and recovering into that 180 pound threshold. That's the way that we decided to go with it. I think it's a good choice. We're still planning on not taking a diuretic going into prejudging and just doing the vodka, which I'm very excited about. But that is the route that we went, and I think it was a good plan. Just again because we want to eat into and hydrate into the weigh-in and not do the opposite. With that being said, I will update you bright and early. Oh, there's my food. Bright and early here in Puerto Rico, and I will update you first thing on my weight tomorrow. Good night.